I've been sort of largely offline for maybe the past 10 days because my friend was visiting. The one I kind of died with. Yeah. It's interesting how flat everything is. Like, I grew up in the city, but I was basically showing him around. So we were doing a lot. Like we saw a lot, and it was actually nice to see the city again, new for the first time. And there are places that I've never, I don't think I've even seen it before. So it's nice, but it's also like everything's so flat. Like there wasn't that much of a difference of me staying at home and doing my normal thing, which is not very eventful. I don't go anywhere usually. Yeah. I mean, it's strange because there are differences. Like the body was a lot more, it had the subtle energy to get ready every day and it just had the energy to do a lot, I guess. So there are subtle differences in that way, but largely it's all very flat. It doesn't feel like there's much of a difference. And I think I can say that I like that. I like that, I think something disappeared. And I can't concisely describe what that is, but um yeah, what is it that disappeared? Maybe the emotional meaning to things, something that used to register uh, more of the emotional ups and downs like has disappeared. So it doesn't really matter what I do. It's almost all the same. Something like that. But then it's hard. It's weird to say it like that because that's not exactly how I experienced this. I guess no description really this. Yeah, so yesterday, he left 2 days ago. So yesterday I was kind of just at home I guess, decompressing and just resting. But yeah, I kind of literally felt like it's not that different staying home and just like watching YouTube and having a full day going out, seeing nice places, eating decent stuff and new stuff. Like that's literally how it felt. It just felt like I don't really know what the difference is. Yeah, everything's strange. It's so strange. It's strange living like this. But I guess it's also nice because like I've always felt like this in a way, not to this degree and not to this extent, but I've always felt like everything was empty. It was just more sad before or more unfortunate or I felt like something was wrong with me. Like why can't I feel more satisfied or something? Or why can't it last? Why can't the feeling last? Yeah, just a lot has changed. I think before I was pretending to be someone else. Like maybe there was more belief and momentum that I had to act like something other than how I am. So that was exhausting in a way as well. Like whenever I was engaging in the world, I'm not sure if there was an allowance for the body to be as it is. It was more, it was a little more of an act. Like I felt like I had to act a certain way to be more liked or what other people thought of me was more important. But yeah, maybe that's one of the aspects that has fallen away. Like I'm not different outside of the world or at my house doing nothing. There's no difference. I'm not acting, I'm not. Yeah. So it doesn't feel like I'm putting on a coat and then I take that coat off at home. I don't do that anymore. So maybe that's part of the sameness. Yeah, I'm not other than myself, I guess. Not that I know what that means. I don't know who I am. I don't know what I am. There is no defining thing that anything sticks to anymore. Uh, it just is what it is, whatever it is. Hmm. But that being said, I wonder if, since my friend is quite empty as well, I wonder if it's more allowed because of that. I think there's a sense that there's no expectations. So So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there would be a bit of energy, a bit of trying with other people. Not for approval, not to be liked, but to minimize the friction. Because I think there's an understanding that people aren't like that, like they're so far removed from that, and that there are a lot of expectations and perhaps judgments. So I can see how this body would automatically adjust a little bit, maybe. I don't know. And then that would take a bit more energy. Yeah, it's so weird because I feel like from an outsider's perspective, I think if you saw this body, you would probably be like, you really enjoyed your time because there were moments where, like, I was on the ferry and I haven't been on the ferry for so long. So I guess there was excitement in the body to be on the water, but like, I, I don't even know if I really felt it that way, but the body looked very happy. Um, But still, I can say like that's no different than when I'm on the couch. Yeah. Maybe it also is like all of these little different subtle ways that we've been conditioned to believe like what is a more worthy life, like what is more meaningful and what is a better use of your time, and that time is important and that you shouldn't waste your time, you shouldn't waste your life. And then so there's a lot more gravity and importance and specialness, or yeah, there's like a value system of what is a good use of your time. And so I guess sitting on the couch is very low on that spectrum or something, but that isn't the case for here anymore. Yeah, maybe that's part of the difference. Or that's part of the lack of difference. Yeah, so there's no feeling of like, oh, I need to do that again. I should do that more often. It's just gone when it's gone. It doesn't need to happen again. I think it was a nice experience, but I don't think that it adds to anything. It's not adding to my there's no memory file of like my life and what I did, what I'm doing. It was just nice for the body to go through that. It didn't need to, but I guess it was nice. Whenever the body goes through stuff, it's like it just takes its own time to process it because it's not important anymore if it processes it or not. So the body just does what it does. And then I'm trying to verbalize it or describe it, and it's not important. And this is my first time trying to describe it because, like, I don't even care. But it is interesting how the body still keeps, I don't even know if it's emptying out anymore. Meaning it probably is, but like it just does it on its own. And in a way, you could say that was always the case. Um, it might have just felt like you were actually a integral part of that before. Anyone would like to interact or share what's going on there, or just sit with me. All of it is fine. Hey, Cleve.
Hey, Suzanne. I felt like a little keen bean today. I had the raise hand thing prepped and ready.
Nice. It's good
Something
to see
inside
you.
I don't want to wait. Just didn't want to wait today. Don't
Nice.
know why. It's
Cool.
nice. It's nice to say that. I don't know. Things are being shifting and changing, and I'm just less and less caring less and less.
Yeah.
about
Nice.
a whole bunch, including, yeah, I wanted to be first. Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like I probably left if someone else had been first. Like there's just this like whatever it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Nice.
fine. It's fine.
Hmm. Exactly.
It's really nice to see you and be here as well.
Mm.
You shared a video about masks, and I mean we talk about it all the time here, right? But it was just so on point. Just
Hmm.
for me here, it just felt very yes. Just so many layers. Like it's funny. I've been in therapy weekly, more or less, for what 8 months now. And my auntie, who's a therapist, is like, keep going with the therapy. It's the therapy that's doing the good stuff. And I don't know. But it's kind of funny and cute seeing her as where her identity is kind of wrapped up in therapy's great. Therapy's really important. And I've been there and that it's fine, but it's kind of cute to see that story as well. But I'm sure it's obviously a contributing factor that there is someone in my life who I speak to regularly who's very safe and the space is entirely the relationship is entirely 100% and completely about me,
Mm.
which is weird.
Mm.
Something shifted a few weeks ago when I was like, I want to ask you how you are. Like I wanted to ask
Mm.
her how she is, and she's like, I get that and I appreciate that, but that's not what we're here for.
Mm.
Like she wouldn't go down there at all. And so it's interesting because part of me is like, no, that's how we build rapport and relationship and there's those things too. But I've as a someone who was kind of a life coach who poo-pooed a lot of the therapeutic world, the psychotherapeutic world, I now understand the benefit of the reason why some of that is there. I don't think it's perfect for everything or everyone. There are different things that work at different times, whatever. But it's so nice. I think it probably has helped. I don't really know.
Yeah.
It it feels like I'm touching, I'm way closer to things that are much more raw. Like you say so often, like I didn't think it could fall away anymore, and it has. And it's like I guess it doesn't yet feel like falling away, although I'm sure that is what it is. But here it feels like it feels more raw. Just more, I can't believe that every time I have a breakdown every 2 or 3 weeks, usually like clockwork, it's deeper. It's less sense of self, but more intimacy, more pain, more heartbreak, more nothing will catch me. There is no one or nothing that can catch me. Like it's unbelievable how every time that is more somehow.
Nice. That's well described. Yeah.
Like, and last weekend, I think it was the last one, and words were flying out my mouth. It's not fair. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. Just
Yeah.
I can't do this. Pleading with something, trying, wanting there to be something, someone, and there just being nothing. And I don't know what it was about. I have no idea. Something's bubbling, something's surfacing, and I can put words on it. I can and I blocked my mum on WhatsApp and I because she kept talking to me, even though I said, "Hey, I need some space," and she took that as I'm not going to talk to her, but she is okay to touch base every few weeks and tell me about her, which
Mm.
was not the deal. And I also don't want to talk to her to tell her that wasn't the deal. Just like, no, done for
Yeah.
now. And I'm not holding
Hmm.
myself to it as well, which feels probably why it was doable because I don't hold I'm not holding myself to it. It's forever or not. I don't know. It's just it feels better right now.
Yeah, nice.
And then seeing how hard that is to do with my dad, almost impossible. I'm just kind of in this bigger state of freeze and fury and anger. So much anger. So much anger in the body. Like so much anger in the body. Obviously, because that's what actually where it is. That's I have no idea what to do about it. It just feels like it's controlling my life and my body. And, but I don't know why I'm angry. And I actually feel a little bit, there's this sort of dissociation thing that's happening when I talk about it in my body's, my systems. Like that's still not safe. It's coming in, but it's not. We're still not sure about this anger thing.
Mm.
And the anger work, like thrashing a pillow from a dissociated place is not going to help me. Like I can thrash a pillow as long as I numb myself first and do it performatively. But to do it from the truth, that that takes going through the fear and the terror and the grief and the abandonment and all the other shit. I can't, and I'm unwilling to, and I'm unable to do things before just performatively, just is feeling less and less even possible. Like I just, it's gross. It's unbelievable. This layer of it's so fucking funny. Self-awareness. It's really funny because for all of these years, I have pretend like to myself behind closed doors. Obviously, nothing's behind closed doors really, but energetically, but like I'm better than others because I'm self-aware,
Hmm.
because I'm doing the work, because
Mm.
I'm on the path, because I'm on the journey. And realistically, I'm 35 years old and I'm only just realizing all of that shit was a lie and I don't know shit.
Mm.
Like this idea that I'll be a therapist or a coach or a guide or something, I'll be something that helps people. Like that is just like I have no place. I have no more place to do that than anyone else.
Mm.
Not as some authority, not as an expert. And I've always wanted to be an expert at something.
Yeah.
And I just I don't really know what that even means to be an expert at something. Okay, so you know some shit about some stuff that's made up. Cool, great, cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I just don't. Yeah, and there's a part of me that really that still wants that, but it's just it's crumbling. Just scary as shit.
Yeah.
What the fuck do I do? What do I do? I don't know. I guess I drink some tea and I go for a walk. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. In a way, it feels like it all has to crumble because I think it's normal that we try to create that kind of safety of like we can eventually know what is going on and how to fix it. And but I think the more honest you are with how it is for you, it's like every moment is different. Like I can't formalize this. I can't like put this in a box and to expect that to happen for another and to say that that is how it is for another is subtly harmful because it's not that way for you. So, um, and you're right that people can be helpful. The support and the being there and the listening and the kind of personal sort of advice when you intimately get to know someone can be helpful. But to make it into a system then and then to say and promote that you are an expert in this and to takes to take someone else's authority and power away from them because they have to figure it out. Like they have to be in the unknown and know that only they know truly their own circumstance and what they've been through in their whole life and um, the subtle tendencies of the bodies. And I mean, even if you consciously don't know, sometimes you just have to let the body do what it does and just see for yourself. Um, and like ultimately, no one outside of you can tell you that or dictate that. And it's so different when you use the support as just support, but really all of it is going on here. Like this is the main stuff. This is the stuff that only I really know and feel.
I hate that. Part of me hates. I think that's something I've realized. Like this, and it's crazy seeing these thoughts that have like been head maybe like felt like headlines in my head, or like just the the fundamental things that I wish for and I want and that I'm kind of wishing would happen. I wish someone could do it for me. I'm constantly,
Um,
that's the truth. The truth is I'm tired and I don't want to work it out. Like
yeah.
I like if I've got like my the biological childhood trauma hat on, there's something in there that is potentially real that's like I was forced to figure things out as a child or a baby that I didn't know. Like how could I know? And I've kind of been tiptoeing through in life on these things. I think this is right. No one really told me. No one like I never really kind of got it, but I guessed, and I guess I guess I'm still alive. But like I just kind of wish someone would go, yes, that's it. As if there's something I missed somewhere that was like, yeah, you're human and good. Cool. Just like as a tiny baby, like you're being a human, you're breathing, yay. Like that's enough. And then just like on you go. But like, but as an adult, it's like looking for external saviors. Looking for like, is it you who's gonna save? Is it you who's gonna save me? Like, obviously being so aware because in our all the circles we know full well that we it's all happens in there and we don't it's not the other piece it just happens in here, but the truth is I'm hoping and wishing that someone will give me the thing that one healing session with an energy healer will click something and because they have a million testimonials claiming that, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
What the fuck? Like,
Yeah. But I think you're beautifully describing um how unbearable it is to be a human and the understandable out is it outsourcing? Like, yeah, desperate to, I don't know, not do it alone or um have someone just take it all away, you know? And that's not uncommon. And I think that was the biggest pain here that I had to see at on my knees, knowing that no one else really knows, even though there was doubt, like maybe someone does know and I'm just missing it. Um, and maybe there was still some hope, like, oh shit, maybe I just need to find the right person who can say the right thing and has truly gone through this. Maybe there's that person out there that can um and before that it was more the obvious stuff of like there's an actual some god or higher
yeah.
being or force or that is looking over me that can see what's going on and knows what's best for me. So once that crumbled, then there were the subtler, I think exactly what you're describing of this energetic, like this is too much. Like this, the burden of existing is fucking hard. And just like give me the answer or like take it away or, that's understandable. Like I also think you never truly get to how heavy this can
Mm,
all really be until you're stripped away like this, where you really
yeah.
you can't land anywhere. Not for very long, at least, There can be subtle moments of relief and stuff, but what I've seen is like this constantly brings you um you can say to the edge or it like it will bring you to the bottom all the time. And I think that's how the body empties out, but it like it feels it feels like free fall a lot of the time. It's just like, oh my God, what can I grab onto? And there can be an energy of like grasping onto stuff, but you can't. And that's why it feels so miserable at times. Um, but unfortunately, like that's kind of the truth. And it's not like you can't have support. There are people out there who are strong, who have been through a lot and who can energetically hold the uncertainty of things, and don't need you to get over the anger or like stop it or be better or be more positive. There are people out there who have been through shit who know the depth of of the unknown. And so that's really nice. So you're not alone in that way, but
Conversely, the other people I'm realizing friends, people I know who that don't do that, that do the opposite, that avoid,
mm, yeah,
that make everything about themselves, who have like just no space and time. I suddenly am just like wiping the slate of my life clean. I'm like, I'm not even going to reply to you, which is so crazy because before there would be this fight or this unfairness or this something around
yeah,
like, I mean, there's a fight and an unfairness actually that I have a sense of here, but I don't have this I want to save it thing.
Yeah.
Like
Mm-hmm.
this friend that I've known since I was 11. She's got a little boy, she's got one on the way. She's alone most of the time, she's probably depressed. And it's all about her always, always. And I'm just kind of waking up to some of my relationships and I went through my messages and it's all her randomly sending me pictures of stuff always. And I don't know, I feel like if I say that it sounds bad and it sounds really bad, but I'm like, holy shit, I have told her I'm not doing great, but she
Mm-hmm.
never asks. Or if she does ask, and I try my very best to be honest, like if I'm gonna have a friendship I might as well fucking be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And she ignores almost everything I say. And I'm just like, I am actually not, I'm angry, but there's also this like, it's not even your fault. I just can't do it anymore. Like, I'm mad. I don't even know if I'm mad at you. It's fine and cool that you can or you can't, but it doesn't have to be my business. Like, it doesn't, I don't, like, nah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I used to want to like pull it back in or like actively block someone. I'm like, ah! And with my mom, it's different because there's like this. It's not. There's some. There's something there that's different, but
Yeah.
I,
I totally get that. Yeah.
and it feels good as well, like which is weird because I'm have been super codependent or whatever, like holding people close and people pleasing, wanting everything to be close and happy and good all the time, and that's less.
Yep.
It's weird. So
Yeah. 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 And you see through this, like actually the natural combination of everything you described, like the more raw it is, it's only because there's less of you there and there's then there's less ability to hold on to things that just don't work. They're in such a different place and it's like there's no ability for them to understand um and to even relate to you. So then it's obviously the body's just like it's just not relevant, anymore.
yeah,
And yeah, I remember thinking like that's like the natural sort of letting go. Like the body just does it. It doesn't even think about letting go. It just is like, huh? And I don't get it. No, just no.
which is so nice. Oh my God. I've read books and like
I
done
know. It has
all this
nothing
stuff.
to
And it's like, here's how to let go. Like, let go of your toxic friends. Like,
no. And like,
oh,
yeah. Yeah,
I
and
mean, yeah, nah. Oh,
it's crazy. It's like a whole different world that you live in where it can sort of make sense in that world and it feels healthy to set boundaries from there and stuff. But this is totally different. This is just like no. Just no.
yeah.
Yeah, you're
I,
seeing the world and humanity and your own pain and suffering like so intimately. It's just crazy. And
it's
the
it's
amount of energy that
fun.
takes for the body to like go through that and yeah, it's a lot.
I find myself like I don't really want to talk to many people
Hmm.
at the moment. I even friends, I'm like, I say that and then I like spend an hour on the phone or something. But there are people where it's a yes, but there's so many more people that are just a no. I'm just like that almost muscle memory to go and text that person or to call that person or I'll share that with that person is like it's there, but then what am I doing? Oh yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah,
Mm.
exactly.
And it's weird. It's not with people I expected either.
Mm,
Friends who I was like, oh, we've had so many good conversations about these things even. And then a month ago, I think I shared like I had a call with her and I felt like she was angry with me about something, but she wouldn't tell me. Like I was like, "Are you angry?" She's like, "Oh no, no." I'm like, "Are you sure?"
uh-huh.
But we're both like don't want to do the anger thing, but I was like trying to call it out and it felt so icky to me that I knew it was there and I knew she wouldn't share it. So I just can't talk to her. I just have no interest in talking to her. And I think it's probably because her anger, like I'm my body is like slowly, very gently trying to let this anger come up and out in some ways. And she clearly is trying to shut it down, and that just
Mm,
feels wrong.
yeah, exactly.
Like I'm not mad at her, but so and
Yeah.
that's a weird thing that's another weird thing that it feels like at the moment. Like the, the more I'm like aware of this all pervading anger, I'm not so mad at some of these people. I'm just like, it's just no, which is very confusing because that's normally where the anger would come out. I'm like, but you did da 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 da, and why can't you just da 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 da? Like, obviously, you should be asking me da 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 da, but for some reason, it's like actually, I you can't, and that's fine, and I don't want to. And it's
Yeah.
like which I guess makes sense because I don't know,
It
I
does.
don't
I
care.
know. I know. It's so confusing because it really is like the anger that you feel for, let's say, your dad or like the gravity of what you're going through makes a lot of sense to me. And it also makes sense that you probably never felt it like this before. Like so much had to go for that to just be here now. And then it also makes sense like the littler things that really got stuck in your mind a lot more, like that just becomes a lot more irrelevant and nonsensical, you know. It's just like you're kind of just so far from me, and that's it. It's not really your fault, it's not my fault, it's not anything that needs to be done. It's just a no.
Yeah, my fingers are really like feel like they feel bad now, like arthritis-y
Mm.
stuff, and it scares the shit out of me.
Oh.
I'm trying to, remember that it's probably just part of this process.
Mm.
And also, I can't predict whether it will go or not. Like I don't want to hold on to it's okay, it'll go when everything's healed.
Right. You can't.
That's
Yeah.
stressful as well. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, is it healed yet? Did I do it? I haven't done it yet because it's not feeling better. It's actually feeling worse. So I must be doing it wrong. No, it means I'm doing better because I'm going deeper into like it just
Yeah. Yeah, you're never gonna know for sure, like exactly what's going on. Is it really painful or is it the idea that it will continue?
it's actually painful. Like it
Hmm.
when it first started, post very deep um parasite cleanse, which I just abruptly stopped because I was taking too much out and not putting enough good stuff in. So basically fainted and collapsed. And I was like, I need to stop this.
Mm.
But I think that kind of possibly recirculated. There were still lots of toxins and stuff floating around that I think found their home into my knuckles. That's what ChatGPT, I think, told me. But it's since then, and it's been getting progressively worse. Like in the morning, I wake up and my fingers, like, I have to very slowly, gently move it to be able to move it again.
Mm.
Um, and it's getting worse during the day. Like I'm trying to avoid using it sometimes, and so it's like this. I'm too young for this. Like this is crazy.
Mm.
It sucks. It's scary.
Yeah. I have a feeling like I don't know if like extreme detoxing is because I felt like when I was going through this, I felt like the body was doing it on its own in a way. And there was some monitoring, like, so there was a lot of fasting going on here. Not that I labeled it that way, but there wasn't an appetite sometimes,
Mm,
and there were moments of worry, um, even from people, my family members and stuff. But a part of me was like, I feel healthier than I've ever felt. But then there was moments where it teetered to unhealthy, where I was like,
mhm,
okay, I need nutrition, I need vitamins, I don't feel that good anymore. So I guess it was doing that automatically. Not automatically, like it felt like I needed to step in sometimes a little bit here and there. Um,
mm.
I just wonder, like doing extreme detoxes like that, if it's necessary anymore for the body, because I think the body's already in its own way trying to balance out and it will do what it needs to.
Yeah,
And it's not gonna make sense. Um, because I think it's also balancing the emotional gravity of things too, which takes a toll on the body. So then sometimes it really needs comfort food or something like that to, yeah. So it's not going to look, I guess, the way that you would expect. Um,
I think I've been using food not just as an emotional, just emotional eating. I think very specifically anger is
mhm,
has been such a big one for me. I'm okay. I'm better with like feeling sad. I'm not don't mind as much. Grief, I'm kind of not as terrified of. Like, I can talk about it and feel it, and like there's a sad movie on, I'll cry. There's I can tap into that, but it's not like I can't tap into anger. There are things that make me really angry, but anger, even just talking about anger scares me sometimes.
mm,
Like there's some expectation, like, oh, the anger has to come out. Like there's just this
mm.
fear. And I suspect that a lot of eating has been about hiding from that.
Mm.
I
Like,
heard someone say that like if you like crunchy things, that's probably an anger thing. Like I'm really not a fan of soup. I'm like, I need to bite. Like Give me something to crunch and bite. Give me carrots and like the crunchiest of crisps, like the crinkly ones. I want the crunchy things.
It's funny.
Mm.
That's not necessarily true. I still eat carrots and
I
crunchy
know.
stuff. Yeah. But what is it that makes it fearful? Like the expectation that you should let the anger out or something is in
That feels like the the newer personal development spiritual like layer, but really with safe people, I'm I'm scared of I don't really that I'll be shut down, that it's I don't that people will get hurt or upset by my anger. That like when I think about being
Mm,
angry with both of my parents, I'm afraid that both of them will have some sort of collapse. Either my
mm,
mom will be mad back at me and that she'll walk away, or she'll think she's done something wrong and then she'll collapse, or my dad will just collapse.
mm.
So it's like I'll end up on my own anyway. I will end up angry and alone and have nowhere to go, or just I'll end up angry and alone, even more alone, without the possibility of someone being there. Like
Mm.
they've gone.
I think that makes a lot of sense, especially if there's been a tendency to not express the anger for your entire life. I'm not saying you might have not had moments, but like um to also be at this place where you don't have control of the body, it's more like, well, if there's anger, it can actually feel explosive. So I understand where you're coming from, but I also think I guess it depends on your parents, but they have their own life and people that they talk to and other things going on that your anger toward them, it's possible that it can be received for what it is and not like a death sentence to them that they've lost their daughter and you will feel like that forever. Um, you're allowed to be angry. You're allowed to feel the way that you do and express the hurt and pain that you do. But it makes total sense why you it feels that threatening because I've definitely felt that way too. Like it will ruin their life and it will be my fault. I've had
Yeah,
thoughts like that.
exactly that.
I've said some hurtful things to people just because like when the emotion is really strong, it kind of almost is like a lifetime of hurt. And so things can come out quite harshly, but I've in a way I've said it from a calmer place afterwards,
Mm.
so that they could understand that it comes from a mountain of pain and suppression and me feeling this way for so long. I just needed to express it, and people can be understanding. Um, and even looking back, I'm honestly not even sure if I could have said it nicely to begin with. I feel like I felt the way that I did in the moment, and it was so intense. I couldn't make it come out better. I just couldn't.
I have this, I've noticed as well, I feel like I have to be able to explain my feelings perfectly. Have to be able to explain the anger because it won't be received, it won't be allowed, it won't matter unless there is a fair and logical reason. And that is that's part, I think, of my exhaustion and why the self-awareness of being constantly I need to know exactly what's going on because if I explain it, then someone might know what's going on enough to fix me, right? It's like if I can explain it, my problem isn't that my problem is that I just haven't explained it well enough because then the right person will be able to understand and fix me. But also, it's okay, so they're not listening to me. It must be because I need to explain it. Or because when I was a kid, my mom didn't let me just cry. She would
Mm,
explain why she left. She didn't sit with me saying, I'm so sorry I had to leave. I'm so sorry,
mm,
baby. It was, this is why.
mm,
I had to do it. I just had to do it. Here are all the reasons. Now you need to be okay because there are good reasons. And so
mm.
everything is so intellectualized. And I almost just like have this fantasy of standing in a room with all my family and just fucking screaming at them. Like, fuck you all, fuck you for not listening, fuck you. I knew my brother had a drug problem and I was trying to help when I was 15 and my parents didn't even fucking take us oh well we did it again at his age, oh it's probably fine. He's 30 now and he's trying to stop. Like, fuck you guys. I have this fantasy of just fuck I don't just screaming and not making sense. But then I have this immediately comes in is they'd all gang up on me and say she's crazy. Oh my God. And
Mm.
then I'm like, well, fuck.
That would suck too. Yeah. It's hard. It really is. I can understand that fear of like, yeah, they're just gonna think I'm crazy because it is a possibility, because they right now they're not probably able to access the pain the way that you are, the depth of it. So to me, it's very understandable why you would feel exactly the way that you do and why you would want to express that. Um, but another thing I can say is that people maybe one don't know how you feel unless you express it. So they won't bring it up.
Yeah.
But so I don't know how your mom will react, but if we just use that as an example and you say, like, when you left, this is the effect it had on my life, and this is how deeply it hurt me. Um, I don't know how she will react or respond in the moment. It might not be what you want, but there will most probably be a reflection after that on her part. Like, damn, it was really hurtful for you. And I think it's okay for her to know that. And she might feel horrible, but like it's not going to last forever. But that's the only way that
Mm. Mm.
the in a way, like the truth is always what will set her free as well.
Yeah. Madness.
But yeah, again, you don't have to say anything. It's also okay. Um, I remember like, I know that every dynamic is different, but I've had a dynamic with my dad where I've always had a huge soft spot for him, but in a way, he did cause so much suffering in my life, worrying about him constantly, like all the time, and feeling
Mhm.
so much guilt for um not being there for him. And I don't think I've ever really said anything. And
Mm.
it kind of just softened on its own. Like I think that the body was just processing on its own and it took a long time. But yeah, there are unexpected moments and opportunities where the body just kind of said what it said. And, I felt like it probably did hurt him. And I like cried immediately afterwards because I felt like I don't want him to feel like he failed
Mhm.
in life.
Mhm.
But there is an aspect here that that felt like, how dare you put so much burden onto me because you didn't take care of your life. I felt like I had to constantly worry about you all the time. Like, how dare you? But the moment that I said it, and I don't know how he felt, but I think it just needed to be said,
Mhm.
and then it did soften after that. But
Mm. Has the dynamic in your family with your parents, your sister, changed from you changing?
yeah, it's hard to say that I say overall, yes.
Mhm.
There can still be moments where it's so hard to describe because my dad will still get into these circumstances where I'm like, I knew that that was going to happen, but I knew that I couldn't change him and I knew that I couldn't convince him otherwise. Like that's his life and his choices, and there's a mountain of baggage there that made him make those decisions that I cannot control and I cannot take away. So I think now there's a real understanding that it was never up to me, like dictating his life to make it better, whatever I thought was better. And I think now there's an understanding that whatever will be, and this body will just act whatever way it does in the moment. And what has softened is being the perfect daughter. Like
Mm.
I'm not really there for him in the way that I used to be. I'm a lot more neutral and I'm a lot more grounded. So I'm not running to save him anymore and making subtly rash decisions that will affect my life deeply just to help him. Like
Mhm.
I can't do that anymore. It's not
Mm.
possible. So it feels like my life won't be affected in the way irrationally
Mhm.
because I don't feel that urgency anymore. It's like if he's going to be homeless, like, okay, I might have to shift my life in certain ways, but it doesn't feel like a catastrophe anymore. It's gonna be like it'll be what it is, and it'll just be what it is.
Hmm.
Um, I don't feel like I have that. Uh, he doesn't weigh on me in the same way. Um, so I can sense that they haven't really changed, but for this, it has changed. I don't carry the burden of other people.
Mm, mm, yeah. Just looking at my question, like hearing, like, maybe if I change, they'll change and it will be better. Oh,
Oh, what is this? Sorry.
yeah.
What the fuck? What was that?
Gonna have to teach us a lesson with a whiteboard now. That
Weird.
was fun. But just yeah, like just still subtly reaching for like maybe I will be the healer. Maybe me healing everything will help the family.
Mm. Oh yeah, that has died a lot too. But I think it only died because I tried as much as I could.
Mm.
And all it did was bring me more suffering and internal turmoil.
Yeah, here it feels like the option is I fix it or I don't have a family. Like it feels very extreme. Like I either have to completely disconnect or I have to fix people, things, have to change things enough that means it's a safe space in some way, which is a lot. Like both of those things are dramatic and big and will have a big impact. Just the effort of doing or just doing both of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that weighs on me hugely, just because I don't really talk to a lot of them right now that I don't even think about it. But I'm physically close, and I know because I'm physically close, I'm choosing to still be physically close. That won't last forever. Um, I sense that there is this shifting happening where I will see them, I will say things. There will be a conversation about, are we going to Christmas? I don't know if I really want to be around. I mean, I know I don't want to be around all of them at Christmas. That's when it's the worst. Each of them
Mm,
individually, I can kind of cope with sometimes, but when it's everyone together and like everyone's got their masks on, everyone's one-upping, and everyone's doing those, trying to be the perfect or the best or the nose and the most or so not going to that will have an impact on people, and because I'm so close, there's not a good reason not to anymore.
mm,
The only reason must be I don't want to, and that I don't even have to say why. I can just I don't want to.
yeah.
That enough, I think, will blow things up, and people going, why doesn't she want to? Like people will actually have to face it, but which is kind of cool that I don't actually have to say anything. But
Mm.
yeah,
I think it's beautiful, like everything that you said and how you are and how honest it is there. And people outside of you might not completely understand. Um, it's any decision you make is okay. Either way, it's okay. Like if you go to the Christmas thing or you don't. Um, it might
Mm,
strike up a conversation of like, well, this is how much pain I'm in right now. This is how miserable it would be for me to go there. And that's the truth. And and I know that there will be like you doubting yourself and stuff, but you're not crazy for feeling that way. Like the amount of burden that a human feels from the relational ties of extreme family expectations and being a certain daughter or a sister or like the heaviness of that is so overwhelming. Um, like this is the way that you feel right now is not an unusual thing for me. I'm just like, yeah, makes sense.
mm. Thank you. Thank you for everything. It's really helpful. It's really helpful. Especially as it empties out, whatever that means. But as like the friends, just the idea of each friend. I don't know. I feel like I have the idea of these pillars of friends in my mind, and then it's just like dropping off. I'm like, oh, fuck. Oh, not that I could even talk to them, but this like wish or dream or hope that, well, if it got that bad, then I could. I still no, I still couldn't. In fact, if it got that bad, then I'd be more afraid to talk to them because I don't want them to send me to a mental hospital, right? Like, like everyone, but everyone's dropping, and the safe spaces are becoming smaller, but more, but safer somehow. Because the deeper I get, deeper, whatever, more honest, vulnerable, raw spaces where this is welcome feel special, necessary, good, whatever the word is.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah. It's beautiful. I did keep feeling like there's always a give and take. Like yes, I am kind of losing some things, but like the depth of intimacy that's available is like that's really nice.
It really is. It really is.
Yeah. And you can more clearly sense the cascade effect of that being suppressed, like the amount of confusion that comes from the suppression of that and how not worth it is for you anymore to live from that place. Not even it's not even possible anymore, but you can see the no thanks. Um,
Mm,
as hard it is as it is for the body at times, it's like I don't want to live in that world either.
mm, mm. Mm.
Yeah, I also just want to add like um you know, I think for so long I had the dream of hmm, it's hard to verbalize exactly what it is, but a hopeful sense that of having a perfect family somehow, or like I could make it better, you know, like I could take people's pain away, or there are a lot of dreams that are built up, you know, and they have a subtle momentum and reality to them. And when it's breaking down like this, like I just can't function that way. Like I can't sacrifice myself anymore. I can't pretend that I'm okay and be there for them. I just can't act that way anymore. And the sadness of that, of the dream kind of collapsing and the reality of the body can only handle so much and there's so much beauty in seeing that, like the raw reality of like I'm human
Mm.
too, and I feel so fully, and the body's going through so much, and it's feeling the physical effects of like the emotional baggage of all of this that I've been carrying. It's so beautiful, but it's so sad that that dream that I held on to was never gonna. It's not really. It doesn't seem possible anymore.
I think sometimes the insanity of trying to think that I can fix others, like the shit show that I am having, the time that I'm having to feel better, heal, fix, whatever the word is. There is no way I can do like I'm looking for someone to fix me and I haven't fucking found them. So who am I to think that I can do it to someone else? Like that's
Mm,
helpful because it's actually insane. I can't
mm,
find the person for me, so who like and I feel falling apart. So who am
yeah,
I to think I can go and fix someone else?
yeah.
It's
That's
just
exactly how I felt. Yeah, it's
it's a,
impossible. You see how
yeah.
impossible it actually is.
And
It
I'd
was
say you
never
have to want
even
it, but it's not even about wanting it. It's just it's happening the way it happens, or it doesn't. There is no
right.
pushing, forcing. There's no read this book. There's no
Yeah. Yeah, it's a whole yeah, it's a whole thing. I mean, I think that going through what I had to go through in this, it just really reconfirmed to me like, oh, I can't change anyone. Like seeing what this body has to go through to what it has to feel through and see and in thoughts and in like just everything. What it takes to burn in it, it's like uh the likelihood of, my dad going through that, it's like a part of me is like I'd rather him not go through that. Not
yeah.
that it's up to me and not that like I don't know, that kind of has fallen away too. I just don't know. I don't know what's better for anybody, but yeah, it's like it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff.
So I'm glad we have this space and everyone in it.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I'm so glad that you're who you are and you share the way you do. It's so beautiful.
Thank you.
We all appreciate you, Clee.
Appreciate you and everyone here nodding and smiling. I see everyone's nods and smiles, and they're so appreciated too.
Yeah.
Thank
Bye. Hi, Hirsch.
Oh, yes. Hi, Suzanne.
It's good to see you.
Yes. And yeah, thank you, Clee. I've been going through, actually starting to speak now, like a lot of it is clearing. But up to moments ago, my throat was getting tighter and more sore and more closed. And I was, I don't know, suffocating.
Mm,
So, what I So there was a lot and a lot and a lot of anxiety listening to you, Lee. I mean, visceral, solar plexus, nausea. And I realized at some point the thought came that so I've spent 40 years isolating myself so I didn't have to deal with family. So like
Mm,
just the flip side, just and parents, died off, and sister died off, and just and I have a brother who I haven't spoken with in about 40 years because I didn't trust them or I didn't believe I wouldn't get squished or annihilated or that I was not I was impotent to be seen by them or respected or acknowledged or I was just disappeared, just felt disappeared. And so I got to this place here where I'm 75 and, like the thought comes a lot, uh, you know, I'm essentially anonymous, more or less. And I'm just, this is going to die and that's it, and that's it. Not die the way you talk about die, Suzanne. I'm talking about the body dying. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's the same. I don't know anymore.
yeah.
Um, and I'm feeling very sad right now at this moment.
Mm,
Like really sad. Um,
yeah. It doesn't surprise me that you stepped away from your family, like knowing what you've been through. It makes sense to me.
the sadness, though, is I'm still, there is still seeking. It's like, the dream, that dream you said is, you know, just seeing it as a dream.
Mm,
Sometimes it actually shows up in sleep as a dream with people from the past.
mm,
But there's a dream of wanting closure, wanting to complete something like that.
mm.
But there's also a hopelessness at the same time that there's like no way to. It's just you can't really affect it. You can't affect anybody else. You can barely affect yourself. So there's a certain I don't know, despair or hopelessness. But there's also this really strong dream and seeking on the other side of it, like not giving up, like it would be losing, like not I'm not going to lose. I'm not going to let myself, the me, the dream character. It's fucked up. I mean, I've seen the dream character as a character, but there's it still lives also.
What's the dream? To resolve things with your family?
I don't even know now. I mean, like you said, the dream feels foolish in a way. It feels like there is an emptiness, a certain emptiness. I mean, one of the reasons I come onto the call is because there's it's ironic. It's like this is like the most empty call that that I that I found on the internet. I mean, I can list 20 other people who are, you know, holding forth, but they're not, it's not empty. It's just not still or empty.
Mm,
So, I mean, I'm drawn to this.
yeah, beautiful. That says a lot that you can sense that.
Well, there's a lot of, there's like really resonating with suffering. There's resonating with my suffering. I don't know, but with suffering, others suffering, with suffering.
Yeah.
There's a there's I don't know, compassion. I don't know what the right word is.
Mm,
Caring, love. I feel sated in a way, like, satisfied that I said what I wanted to say
oh,
and
good.
said it and stuff. Like,
Good.
I mean,
I'm
I mean,
glad.
if you have questions, just ask, but I don't know.
Mm.
Or somebody else can come on.
I'm happy for you to say everything that you want to say and you feel the need to say. Like
Yeah,
largely this is what this platform is for, because sometimes voicing it can do
yeah,
something, do whatever,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And
Kind of
I
like dissolves.
yeah, I
Like
found that many times.
reminds me of one of the most wonderful, heart moving movies that I have ever seen. I think it's called The 5 Mile, about, I forget the name of the actor. He died a couple of years ago. He was this big 6.5 foot black dude who was in prison. Tom Hanks was, was,
Oh,
you know, and he would hold on to
mm-hmm,
people, and out of his mouth would come all their suffering. It was so beautiful.
mm,
It was like he was like healing, through his body. He was just taking it on and healing it.
mm,
You remember the movie?
yeah. Is it Shawshank Redemption? I'm not sure.
No, 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 it
No?
wasn't
Oh,
Shrek.
okay, not that.
No, I think it was called The Fifth Mile or The 5 Mile or The
Oh,
Last
okay.
Mile or something like that. And then
I know what you're
even,
talking about.
yeah, I mean, even at the end where they're electrocuting him
Mm,
and Tom Hanks really, as a prison guard, really got who this person really was.
mm,
That he was a saint, he was Jesus, and they were crucifying him. And
mm,
you know, he the guy, the prisoner, was kind of looking at Tom Hanks and trying to heal him also. Don't feel bad about this. Just,
Mm,
this is it's just life. It's just the way things, it's just the universe, the process. It's whatever it is. Yeah. I don't even know how we got to this.
it's a great movie. It really is. I mean, I haven't seen it in so long, but I just remember, yeah, it was great.
Yeah. I think Colin had his hand up.
Yeah, it's okay. There's no rush.
Oh, I actually have to pee.
Oh, okay.
I've got a 75-year-old prostate and
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing everything. It's so beautiful to see you.
thank you. Thanks, Logan. I'll be right back. Yep.
Yeah.
Whoops, I better unmute.
Hey,
Hi,
Colin. Hi.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Awesome. Hi, this is my first time in like a meeting like this. So,
Oh, welcome.
yeah. Um yeah, I mean I just want to say I don't know if I have a question, but it's interesting not many people talk about this.
Hmm.
Um
Yeah, because it's a crazy thing to talk about, kind of.
a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um I've in the past like just kind of curious like whether it would resonate with people in my life.
Mm,
Sometimes I just kind of like put down a breadcrumb and see if they it's receptive, but I find that most of the responses to this are usually either like confusion or like why should I care or how is this useful? Which I understand. I think it's the person trying to apply this to something. Um,
nice. Yeah.
or anger. I find anger can be one too.
Mm, that makes sense.
Like, I mean, it's quite confrontational for the person to be told that there is nobody there. Um,
Totally. Yeah.
or fear, I think. I remember I was kind of like telling my mom yeah. And she said something I thought was really funny. She said, I would never wish that upon anybody. And I was
Mm,
like, yeah, no, me neither. I don't think the person would like this.
mm,
Um, yeah, but I've ever since I was like a kid, I've always been trying to figure out what this is about. And yeah, and like I think like everybody kind of look in all different types of places. I think first it was religion for me. That's what I grew up in. Um, but it was very clear no one could really tell me what this was about. And then,
yeah.
you go to school, and then I thought, philosophy could give me some answers, or therapy, or meditation, or like I tried like biohacking, like bro science type stuff, like getting up at 5 a.m., cold showers, um,
Yeah.
and then after like a year and a half of doing that, it's like didn't really get kind of back where I started. So,
Hmm. Yeah.
but yeah, no, I'll just just introducing myself and just appreciating what you do and
Mm,
yeah.
yeah. I'm enjoying hearing what you have to say. You can continue. It's
Yeah,
beautiful,
okay.
everything you're saying.
Oh, okay.
Makes a lot of sense to me.
Hmm. Um, yeah, then I think like 3 years ago, I think it was either Tony Parsons or I think it was Jim Newman. I just like happened to come across them on like on YouTube. And it was like the first time that I've ever heard a message that completely just bypasses the person. Like it
Yeah.
gives nothing. Like they give nothing to the individual.
Hmm.
Um, and it was so interesting. Like it was probably the most true thing I've ever heard. But there wasn't an argument or a reason or a kind of an intellectual like I couldn't justify it. It just rang as yeah, that is the case. And that's all I could
Hmm.
really say about it, if
Hmm.
anything. Um, hmm,
Yeah. For me too, when I heard it, I felt like it was the most, I guess, true thing. Um, and I think it stopped a lot of the searching, at least in the spiritual sense. But I think there were still other areas of it felt incomplete, meaning I think things were surfacing since I wasn't so preoccupied spiritually seeking anymore, like spiritually perfecting myself. Everything that was suppressed because of that was coming up or something like that, was reemerging and I didn't know that it was there. So then it didn't feel healthy to keep talking that way, to meaning just the specific way of like, there's no one there. That's just what's happening. Like I couldn't speak just like that.
hmm,
Um, I had to just speak normally, like what
yeah.
was arising.
Hmm,
Yeah, but I'm not denying that what they're saying can be powerful for a time being.
hmm. Yeah, it's really easy to turn this into like a into a belief or a into a path, and I find that that takes up a lot of like mental real estate. Um, and once that's not needed, then yeah, kind of like as you said, it kind of gives that space for things to come up that normally would be pushed way down, over a top of, being covered up by the spiritual stuff on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I resonated what you were talking about at the beginning. You're talking about how everything is like flat or kind of leveled, like experience is kind of leveled. They're not it's not being integrated into like a story. Um, or like it doesn't stick to like a timeline or anything. So it just kind of there's like a natural lightness, or that's what it seems like. Hmm. There's nothing trying to hold on to the experience.
Right. Nice.
I'm just curious, if this happened there, but it seems like over the past few years, certain kind of like self-referential or self-concepts have been kind of dropping or fading. And it seems like now, like when I kind of search for the person or self, it's a lot more like fragmented. It's maybe like a like flashes of images of a of my face or of a face, my face, I guess, or like memories could arise, and it's more like it's almost like schizophrenic. It's like scattered. It's not like this. It used to be a lot more cohesive
Mm,
before.
yep.
Um,
That makes a lot of sense.
hmm.
Yeah, it can feel really strange. Um,
Yeah, and like in a sense, like I'm not like I just keep on like I just keep on doing what I've always done. It's the body and mind, they're intelligent. They seem to just keep on doing what they're doing, but the one who kind of claims that is a bit, I don't really know what that is anymore, but yeah, it's just a little bit confusing, but
hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It might appear like it's a strange thing because I think within the norm, that's normal. What you just described of like a very reliable, consistent memory and timeline of like who you are and the life events and the experiences and how you felt about it. And um, it does feel a lot more cohesive. But then it becomes punctured. A lot of that timeline, I guess. Um, so yeah, it does become a lot more scattered and sometimes it can appear, like you said, schizophrenic. I used to say things like I think I'm bipolar because I couldn't predict my emotions anymore. Like it was just what it was, and I couldn't sometimes even rationalize them. So a lot of different things can feel like, yeah, it's becoming more all over the place, but it's not really the case. It's just that there was an artificial container or bubble that, yeah, gave a sense of stability, I guess. But yeah, it wasn't really real.
I find it hard now, or not hard, it's just kind of like it's interesting when people like just an everyday normal conversation and someone would bring up, why someone did a certain thing or why I would do this or A, B, or C. Um, which doesn't really make sense anymore. Like things will either happen or they won't. There isn't like it's clear that there isn't like an intention or reasons why people do. They think apparently there are reasons why people do things, um, but yeah, sometimes I like struggle to like give an answer to that. Um,
Yep.
or sometimes the mind will just make a story on the spot, which is actually really interesting. It'll just come up with a reason. It'll say, "Oh,
Right.
I did this because of that," which
Yeah.
isn't true. But it is fun to, I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Yeah. You're right. Like we don't know. It's kind of like the energy's just there or it's not. But even then, it's like sometimes it's even more random than that. But yeah, usually when I talk to my friends who have no idea about this and no interest, I really do talk like a so-called normal person, and I don't believe a single thing I say. So it is kind of strange,
Yeah.
but the thing you were saying about I remember that there was an image of myself that was almost like parallel to the existence of the body or something. Like that image, I didn't know that that could disappear. I didn't know that that was me, a part of me, until it started to fade. And I couldn't reflect that way. The brain couldn't do that anymore. I wasn't doing that. So something was disappearing, that ability. And I think it was a lot of maybe judgments, like this kind of stuckness of how the body should appear and act, and like a total monitoring. I think that was happening. But yeah, it feels more like I don't know what I look like. It's not that important. Um, and it also feels like it's because I'm not trying to get something from someone, like approval, or do they think I'm pretty or not, or the importance of that is also gone. So I don't think the body needs to hold on to that image anymore.
Hmm. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's also kind of nice to not judge human bodies. Like I was watching this girl on YouTube um who was Korean, and Koreans have I think they're one of the biggest cultures who do like plastic surgery, especially like on the face and stuff. So they're like hyper it's really important to look pretty. It's like your status, it's the jobs you get, how much you get paid, the relationships you have, blah blah blah, how you're respected. So she was getting plastic surgery and stuff, and she was doing it in a more natural way. It wasn't like extreme, but still I couldn't see the difference, meaning she wasn't more attractive to me. It was a different face. Like I could see the general difference, but like I couldn't see it as more attractive. So then I was like, why? Why spend the money and the pain and the time? And like, I understand it from the personal perspective, but for me, I was like, it made no sense. It just felt like it almost felt the same.
Hmm. Yeah, so much effort.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know if maybe I'm um just more aware of it, but yeah, it is interesting how quickly people can jump to, yeah, judging the body or judging a lifestyle. Like they're so sure that this is the way, this is how you're supposed to be. This is how you become whole or complete to find
Mm.
yourself. It doesn't matter, you can put any word in there. But and they're so sure they know they think they know. They're so sure that this is what you have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for me after like just trying everything, it's almost like just exhaustion. Just can't do it.
Exactly.
Or in every kind of road you go down, you inevitably get to the point where you thought that this is the thing that's going to do it. This is where I'm going to find what this is about or whatever. And they're all just dead ends, just one after the other. And eventually you just have to, I don't know, it just for here anyway, it's just like the mind just kind of like short circuited itself. And it was just like, I guess it's just this then.
Yeah. That's a nice way of putting it. I heard from someone who like used to speak about manifesting the life that you want and doing all these things. And so he was saying how when he would talk about that, like he got so many views, a lot of money, a lot of followers. That's what people seem to really gravitate toward. And so that was a lot of the appeal of it. But then he kind of questioned, like, do I even believe this? He was basically just copying what everybody else was saying. And so he eventually kind of just stopped, but he was like, that's what everybody's doing. They're basically just copying each other. And if it does appeal to more people and rake in more money because people are used to kind of being fed this dream of like a better you, a better life. This is how to get it. And so I guess it sells. But other than that, like it's totally made up. It's empty. It doesn't work. It's meaningless. But that's how the fakeness just gets spread. And then and then we end up trying it, because it's everybody's saying it. Um,
Yeah.
but
I mean, the
then,
assumption is someone has to know, and
mhm,
maybe it's this guy.
yeah, someone
Do you think?
figured it out,
Yeah,
right?
someone figured it out, right?
Yeah. And he has a lot of followers, so he must know the
Yep.
way.
Yeah, you could put a check mark. Yeah, follower count. Yeah, that's it. He's got it.
hmm Yeah, it seems more believable in our brains, I guess. If uh,
Hmm. Schools. I'm a I'm a teacher.
hmm,
Um,
what do you teach?
well, I'm a sub right now, so I'm kind of all doing everything.
Hmm
But English is kind of what I went to university for and studied, and that's kind of my wheelhouse, the humanities. But yeah, I don't know if I could. I'm getting like increasingly uncomfortable of telling kids that you have to like this is how you're supposed to be and this is what you're supposed to do because it's just obvious that every person I interact with, you're exactly who you're supposed to be. Like that you're perfect exactly what you're doing. You're not doing anything wrong. And I just find it really frustrating when I'm around other staff. It's almost like it's I'm like in the conditioning process. It's like the conditioning of kids. And there's almost like a kind of disgust that comes with that now.
Yep, that makes sense. You think that you could do it your own way? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, as much as possible. I know that there are people above you who probably want you to teach a certain way, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. I guess on the other hand, it's like you can't just be in a classroom and then tell like 30 kids to you can do whatever you want. That's not going to work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so it's almost like a tug of war of like, cultivating just like, basic kindness and I don't know, being a quote unquote good person, which I find a lot of what schooling is about that.
Mm.
But then there's like the other hand where it's like I don't want to be the one to shut you down. To I don't want to be the person to add on layers of conditioning, which is completely unnecessary on you. There's almost just an uncomfortable uneasiness about doing that, but yeah, in terms of doing it my own way, yeah, maybe there is. I don't know. Yeah, I'd have to think about that.
Yeah. It makes sense within that structure. Um, yeah, there's only so much you can do. And it gets tiring, at times to be with a bunch of kids too. So sometimes
Yeah.
I can understand that you would want them to be quiet while you're speaking and stuff like that. That just makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is tough. I do think that those kinds of environments where you're just around a lot of people, it can be very challenging. It can also burn up a lot. Like you'll feel a lot, a lot of the time. Um, and I found that it can, um, yeah, it's not it doesn't really matter, but from what I've heard from people and also from me doing this kind of stuff, it kind of just it just brought up whatever needed to to be here. Not needed to, but that was just what happened. And I hear that from other people too. And then it gets to a point where who knows, like it's just a job. It doesn't like yeah, it keeps changing. It keeps changing.
Yeah. I could say the complete opposite thing tomorrow. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Because sometimes there can be something nice about being around kids because they are, in a way, less indoctrinated, but in a way, they're in the prime of being indoctrinated. So it can
Hmm.
actually be more strange.
Yeah.
um, because they're trying to figure out who they are and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. It is almost kind of refreshing to talk to a younger kid who's not as like closed or tight. Like I find a lot of adults, they're just a lot tighter energetically. I don't know what it is, but
Yeah. When I was younger, when I would see adults, maybe it was just my parents, I don't know, but they were really stressed. Like it didn't look fun. And
no.
I remember having a sense of like, I'm supposed to be like that. Like I'm growing up looks like that. It feels like that. Like being really stressed and having a lot of stuff to do and on your plate. And I'm supposed to want that. It wasn't articulated that way, but there was some sense inside, like, that doesn't look that great to me. I don't know.
No. space. I don't know if anyone else wants to come in, but
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for sharing and talking.
yeah, no, it was nice. Thank you.
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
Alrighty, lovely people. Yeah. Have a lovely Sunday. Thanks for being here.